Si te levantaste por la mañana, tú eres un ganador. Hay que reír, no hay que llorar. Solo hay una vida, vamos a disfrutar. Hay que vivir.
Sunrise pouring through the window frame. It's like I'm calling your name. Jeans and a t-shirt, just a little warm, but you light up my world like the early dawn. Little things you do, I notice them all. The way you laugh, the way you fall into my arms like you belong. Baby, with you, I'm finally home. You're good, you're beautiful, like a small town sky, unstoppable. Every little moment, unforgettable. Yeah, you're good, you're beautiful. Tailgate nights under the stars, dancing close, playing our guitars. Every word you say sticks in my mind. A love like this you don't find twice. The little things you do, I notice them all. The way you laugh, the way you fall into my arms like you belong. Baby, with you, I'm finally home. You're good, you're beautiful, like a small town sky, unstoppable. Every little moment, unforgettable. Yeah, you're good, you're beautiful. Life's got a way of moving too fast, but with you I know these moments will last. Hold my hand, let's take it slow. Let's kind of love I'll never let go. You're good, you're beautiful, like a small town sky, unstoppable. Every little moment, unforgettable. Yeah, you're good, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Life is too loud, lights flashing around. Your hand finds mine and I can't slow down. Every glance feels like a little dare. We don't care who's watching, we're already there. No plans, no maps, just tonight. Every heartbeat pulling me to your side. No promises, just you and me, laughing under the city lights, wild and free. Take my hand, chase the stars, lose ourselves in this electric dark. No promises, just for tonight. Every kiss feels so alive. Every touch, every glance feels right. No promises, baby, just hold me tight. Promises, baby, just hold me. Crowds all around, but it's only us. Every laugh, every spin, I can't get enough. Flash of lights, music pounding the air. With you like this, nothing else compares. No plans, no maps, just tonight. Every heartbeat pulling me to your side. No promises, just you and me, laughing under the city lights, wild and free. Take my hand, let's chase the stars, lose ourselves in this electric dark. No promises, just for tonight. Every kiss feels so alive. Every touch, every glance feels right. No promises, baby, just hold me tight. Promises, baby, just hold me tight. Promises, baby, just hold me. No promises, just you and me, laughing under the city lights, wild and free. Take my hand, let's chase the stars, lose ourselves in this electric dark. No promises, just for tonight. Every kiss feels so alive. Every touch, every glance feels right. No promises, baby, just hold me tight. No promises, baby, just hold me tight. Promises, baby, just hold me tight.
We're having too much fun already.
We're chatting with our guest tonight.
I appreciate for the first time in a while, I'm sitting beside someone who's telling me an interesting story. What a refresher this is, besides, how's the weather? My gas is so expensive. This is great. What a refresher.
Yeah, you can pick up some pointers for your comedy acts.
Oh, yeah. I got a lot in pointers to pick up.
Start writing them down here.
Here we are live from the Timmins Square. Big night, big weekend, and the Timmins Comedy Festival's in full flight.
It is. Yeah, kicks off tomorrow night. Eric Johnston in town. And then Friday night at the Dante Club, Kenny Robinson is going to be here. On Saturday, you've got Kiki, the Totally Outrageous with Kiki at Center Court here at the shopping center at the Timmins Square. And then Brent Botts at Terrio on Saturday night.
There we go.
Yeah, and again, still tickets available for all the venues. You can check out jumpcomedy.com to get your tickets. And you can win 2 tickets to see Kenny Robinson on tonight's show.
You didn't want me to say that part, eh, Kinsman?
Well,
just as I was about to say it, you're like, I say
Yes.
the prizes around here. All right. Yes, you can win, and you can win 2 tickets and dinner to see this gentleman we're about to introduce, along with the amazing Rick Lemieux.
Yeah, Rick Lemieux joining us. Yeah, the man that has raised the bar when it comes to the Timmins comedy scene here in this community. The Timmins Comedy Festival kicks off. We've got Rick Lemieux and the one, the only Kenny Robinson.
How you doing, Kenny?
There he is, and there they are.
Yeah, plane landed safely, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Landed, that's right. Whereabouts you fly in from?
Came in from Toronto.
Okay.
And I knew I didn't need to know where I was going. I knew I was going to Timmins just by the size of everybody getting on the plane. The seats are small. I'm going, please, just a thin guy, just a skinny guy. And not even, the women were my size, so there was everything that you expect a plane. And it was a packed plane. Everything you expect a plane full of guys heading up to Timmins, going back to do the do with these. So.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, probably a lot of minors and that on the flight there. And...
There were some adults too. No, but. They're the boots. I'm looking at the boots. I'm going. Gee, you don't want to get kicked with those on a Saturday night, But
are you a people observer? And if you are, does that fall into your comedy act?
To some extent, I observe people, and also over the years, you just kind of. You like to look and see if you should make a quick exit or not, and how they're dressed or how they conduct themselves. So it's everything. To me, everything's a possibility for a joke.
Absolutely. I love it. Is the world, I was thinking, obviously, you're what the cool kids say, road warrior. Well, I don't know too many cool kids, but I think, you've been grinding it out for so long, and here you are, you come to Timmins, you're going to be in Iroquois Falls. You're still working so hard. Is that still the right path of a comedian in terms of now we have, social media and people can get famous online or try to get famous online and maybe they don't have to move around? Is the best way to grow your comedy roots is to get on the road and perform in these clubs?
It's hard to say. I mean, I've been doing this since I'm 19 years old, 20 years old, and I'm 68 now. So that's the only way I know to do it. Then I meet other comics. And they tell me about developing their brand. Yeah. And I go, well, shouldn't you have an act before you have a brand? And then there's comics that are, they're worried about their merchandise. And I'm going, well, you better worry about if the audience you're going to has the money to buy your merchandise. Yeah. So, I started off selling cassette tapes out of the back of the car at gigs back in the 80s. And they go, cassette tapes? And I went, yeah, that's what we had then. Yeah. So, but nothing beats the road. And unfortunately, the road is not what it used to be, and it's harder to be out there with the cost of it. And the older you get, the fewer party friends show up, so.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Gee, I haven't seen you since your last marriage, man, and they don't come around anymore, or then there's, did you hear what happened to him? No. So it's, but it's still out there. I mean, sometimes you get to meet the grandchildren of of a woman you met many years ago.
A woman you met. Okay, well, fair enough.
And they
My
say you got to
grandmother
like.
said- My grandma said she used to come see you back in the day. I'm going, your grandmother?
That's right.
And I'm sitting there going, well, shut up. You're a grandfather now. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm a grandfather. So,
You get a lot of
He's right up
surprises
there.
when you
Yeah.
come back to town.
there's always something to shake you up.
Yeah,
And again, that's why, when you're on the road, as long as you've been at it, they call you the Godfather of comedy,
Wow.
which
I'm
is
nowhere-
a pretty good title to have.
It's nice. It's a nice title. But it's like B.B. King. B.B. King, I think, had like 18 kids. A lot of those old blues guys, like B.B. did 354 one-nighters one year. Well, you're going to meet some of your children further down. Not me. I know where each and every one of my kids came from, where they were born. I was there for it all. So, there's no surprises for me. But
When you, people who have seen your act multiple times said you're not scared to touch on topics. Yeah, I even know some comedians are like, politics.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch
that
that.
automatically divides the crowd, and it's so sensitive. But it seems like you don't have that fear, and maybe it's from the years of experience. But really, if you can find something funny, you're gonna say it.
Well, yeah, because that's the job.
Yeah.
And if I divide the crowd, well, just shut up. Maybe you'll like the next joke.
Right.
And if you don't like the next joke, well, maybe the second one from there. Or they get up and they leave. One time I had some people leaving. They walked out of the show in Niagara Falls because I was saying good things about Obama. And they came from across the bridge. So as they're leaving, well, enjoy seeing people with health care on your way out. And I could hear the guy arguing with the manager in the lobby. He goes, this is the most liberal stuff I've ever heard in my life. And I'm giggling because of all the trouble I've had over the years. Being a liberal was never one of them. And that man was obscene. He was profane. He was disgusting. He was liberal. So, I'm going, man, I wonder if there's a market for liberal comics now. If only that could have gone viral. And then you've got friends of mine I've got friends that all they're trying to do is come up with something viral.
Yeah, of course.
And they can't. The harder you try, it's, what are you trying to do?
How does it work? Okay, I'm thinking in my house. My wife is 20 years younger than me.
How'd you pull that off? Okay, you don't have to tell us.
A bottle of water, yeah.
Never mind, because it all could be used in court.
Listen, I want to be able to keep this platform, okay? I need it for my income. But, I got very lucky. But, we can watch a comedy show. I think it's hilarious. She doesn't. She watches the show. So I think with the generations, the way we see comedy could be different.
Yeah.
So do you, if you walk into a club, it's a, Gen Z crowd, do you approach it differently than it was a baby boomer audience? Is there a different kind of attack here?
No, because I always say when you hire me, you're not hiring a comedian. You're hiring Kenny Robinson.
Okay.
So, this is, what you see is what you get. It's different now. When I was 23, if I seen somebody 60 in the crowd, I go, oh, geez, they're all going to be old people. So now that I'm older and I see a bunch of youngers and I'm going, well, wait till they hear what Pop's got to say.
Okay.
So, I'm at the point in my life and in my career. I'll tell the audience I enjoy performing for you because you're adults. I said when I play some clubs, we've got they're like little 19, 20-year-olds in the front. So, and I said, gee, I wish your mom had come to the show. My mom? Yeah, so, yes, your mom. I wish your mother was here instead. Yeah. So, and I'm trying to save you guys from getting in trouble, but I'll discuss about the things that, because sometimes the audience is young enough, they get upset because they haven't lived life yet. Some of them haven't done that walk of shame yet. Some of them hitchhike from the walk of shame. So it's all about what what you're used to. And I'm lucky because my youngest son is 25 and I've got 2 daughters, so I'm not totally out of contact with what they do. I won't be buying tickets to see Bruno Mars anytime soon, but I can load all the kids up and go see Chris Stapleton. So so it all works out.
So you're in there somewhat. I like that.
Somewhere, yeah.
Do you use your kids' life as inspiration, like the things you see? Will you get into your personal life? Is that part of your act? Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, absolutely. Like I do a thing about how when my son was younger, somebody gave him one of those Hulk bubble bath things, and he was in the tub with it, and well, let's just say the Hulk's head wound up where it shouldn't have been, and he said, "Don't tell. You're not going to tell anybody." I go, "Yes, I'm going to tell everybody. How do you think I pay for your hockey?"
Yeah, hockey's expensive.
That story still comes out.
Then I tell him house league backup goalie. So that just lets you know his ability as well with it all.
He was out there for fun.
Yeah.
Well, we had Lou Fringo on the show a couple weeks ago. Like that would have been perfect timing if we wouldn't, if the dates were swapped, where his head was. Has it gotten harder for comedians who really want to get to a line, like tell a joke that's sort of like on the edge? How the world has changed, you know, some people call it too sensitive and all that. Have you had to think more of?
No.
Or
Kenny just let her go.
Kenny's act is Kenny's
Just
act.
let it go.
I like to tell people I've been banned since 1987.
Oh, beautiful.
So, you know, it's they canceled me. They were just too kind to let me know. Just when we don't call him, he'll catch on. But no, I mean, you know, I mean, you have. I always tell younger comics, don't say anything that you don't mean. Don't say anything you don't believe in. You know, don't say anything that you're not prepared to die on that hill with. Just don't be saying something because you think it may be funny. And but on the bottom line, you still got to say what you think is funny. You know, and it's got to be what you think is funny. It's not what you think they might think is funny. So I don't, you know. I think maybe that's my gift, that I don't have that fear of what can I say or what can't I say. If anything, it's like, shouldn't have maybe said that. You know, it's
Maybe in the wrong career choice there.
Well, it would have been this, or you know, I always say comedy saved me from a life of petty crime, but. You know, sometimes I would go, gee, if you had stayed working at that tractor factory in Winnipeg, well, they got sold and moved a long time ago, so you still would have been out of work. And I went, well, if I finished university, would you have been a lawyer? And I said, but how much fun would that have been? So, you know, so now there's no regrets, and there's just laughs for it. You know, there's just at this point, you know, it's. You know, life's too short to let anything get you too wound up. So to me, you know, like I try to tell young comics, read newspapers, see what people are talking about at the water cooler. And the people are going, what's a water cooler? Because everybody has their own bottle now, so you're not the water cooler anymore. But I mean, just every day there's something great happening. That and even with the internet, you can find it even quicker, even faster. You know, strange stories to tell about. So it can be political, it can be you know, something you know, what is pulp culture, or even in your own life. You know, so it's if I can find that nerve, though, I like to hit that nerve.
Be hitting the nerve.
You got to hit that nerve. I didn't come out to. I never put gloves on my head.
Yeah.
No. So if someone, let's say, because they say you are a little edgier than most comics out there, so someone's out there heckling you, you dive right in on those hecklers.
Sometimes I'll amuse myself with them, but I don't get very many hecklers just because of the pace that I work with. But I will say though that drunk women over the years I've learned are they're vampires. Yeah. You can't finish them. They just never stop coming. They're just a silver bullet in the heart. Nope, they're still coming. What do we do? So I'm lucky though. I don't get many hecklers.
That's good.
So,
That's good.
but you know, I've done this. Like I said, I went on stage to do stand up the first time in 1977. So I've got some years behind me.
You mentioned it multiple times, and I mean, I think I got my answer, but I would think if I'm a comedian trying to come up in this game and I'm sitting having a coffee with you, like that's a big moment, because it's obviously you learned some lessons as you went, but like you've earned your stripes and you got this confidence about you that you've earned over the years. I would think a lot of young comedians are knocking on your door or in your inbox, as they say now, because it would be a big deal, like, to learn a little bit of what you've learned over the decades.
Well, yeah, but you can't. Well, okay, first of all, like for about 4 years now, I've been teaching comedy workshops for comics. Originally, I was going for like 19-year-olds or kids that attended theater schools or what have you. But now I find, for the most part, my class or my group are people 35, 40, 45 that are trying to be out there. So, and I'm still learning myself, you know, and I think, well, I didn't have a workshop to go to when you started. And I said, well, how did you start? And I said, well, there's a comic, a good friend of mine passed away, Wayne Fleming. Well, we make a trip to, we'd have 3 nights booked in Sudbury, and we'd drive from Toronto, and got the drive to Toronto back before they made the Highway 69 such a wonderful road that it is now. Back when it was all single lane. So, you know, you've got 4 or 5 hours of just talking nonsense and foolishness all the way to Sudbury and all the way back, you know. So
I like
those
that.
were the lessons.
Yeah.
Those were the lessons. Whereas if I had a bad show, he'd say, well, that's because your reality isn't other people's reality. So and I go, oh, I guess not. And then we'd be out on the West Coast. So I mean, you know, learning it's all by you know, by practice and error and doing it and learning the hard way or getting away with something. So it's like people used to say to me, how do you get away with it? And I go, well, because I dare.
Right.
But then again, you know, sometimes you don't get away with it. Sometimes the most innocent thing you could say will get you in trouble. And then on the way home, you go, well, I didn't say this, and I didn't say that, and if I said this, I would have got shot in the head. And so you think of all the things all the other things that could have been worse that you didn't. So people, I mean, I've been lucky. I've been very lucky. I've traveled the world. I've done cruise ships. I fooled them for 11 months. I got to play in South Africa for 3 weeks. I taped a TV show in England, so I did 2 weeks in England. You know, with Russell Peters had me open a few shows for him a year ago. So the smallest room was 4,500 in my hometown of Winnipeg. We play at the hockey arenas.
Okay.
So, and then did the 16,000 people at Air Canada Centre on the final show. And, you know, the other comics go, what's it like to play in front of 16,000? I said, a lot like 4,500.
Right.
You know, because you only see the first 5 rows, and they never had more than 300 in a room before. So, well, it's not as good as 17,000, but it's much better than 9,000. It's just, you know, with 4,500 people, I could still hear. I got to meet Justin Trudeau. And then then I went on stage and I referred to him as my N, because I said, I don't care about the blackface. He's my homie. $2,000 a month. He is soul brother number 1. You know, I don't care if he only dates overweight Caucasian women. He is, you know, he is my main man. You know, if he did blackface, hey, let him be black. You won't let him be Cuban. So then, with him in the audience, you know, so.
You won't let him be.
And then Revenue Canada sent me a series of letters.
Yeah, of course they did. Yeah.
Wait, I got a friend here. But I mean, things are just happening so cool for me. I mean, like Crave. I have a special on Crave TV called People of Comedy. It's in honor of the 30-year anniversary of the Nubian show that I've been running last Sunday of the month. And we're nominated for Canadian Screen Award Best Comedy Special.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So, you know, I think, you know, I only got 1 trophy that I have to pay for if I win. Then I got 3 kids who are going to fight about it when I die. But I still got the rib eating contest trophy that I won with a big pig on the top of it. So my son will probably get that one.
Well, there you go.
But, you know, so it's, you know, just when you think it's over, other things are happening all the time.
Is it? I'll ask one more question, then we got to talk, you know, why you're here for the Timmins Comedy Festival. But I'm just curious. I'm seeing a trend right now, a lot of comedians.
Excuse me for 1 sec. Don't you wish you had a guy like me to confess to back in the day?
Yeah.
Just let him talk. Don't ask him. He's going to tell us stuff we didn't know happened yet.
Right. We love it. You know, we can go another 5 hours.
Yeah, we could. This is awesome.
I can keep you here all night. I have a million questions. I have to condense myself. I see a lot of this trend. This comedian stole my joke. This comedian stole this joke. So when you're on when you're traveling on the road with your buddies that are comedians and you're learning a lot, and obviously some of probably the best ideas came out in these car rides. Is there a code for comedians that if it's his joke, it's his joke?
Sometimes.
Or like, I leave a tape recorder underneath Rick's bed just to grab his stuff to get something funny. So am I doing it wrong, Kenny? Or
depends where you place the mic. But I mean, it's a personal thing of honor.
Yeah.
I mean, I myself, I wouldn't steal somebody's joke. And when I started out, I tried to steal a joke from an album I heard, and I couldn't even deliver it right. So I learned that I'm not a very good joke thief.
It's good.
So you don't steal someone else's joke.
But I couldn't even steal the joke right. So I was better off doing my own thing and maybe getting away with it, as opposed to trying to do something I heard and not doing it right. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, I mean, over the years, there's been joke thieves have been settled with, in the parking lot after a show fighting.
Yeah.
Now they get on the internet. So and so stole my joke, and I think that all
That's
the
what I'm
clubs
seeing
should
it.
stop booking him.
Armchair quarterback.
I see that. You see that, right?
Yeah, you do.
No club should hire him if he's going to do stolen
He's
jokes.
ripped off my joke. Now, let's say you ripped off a joke, could you just name drop and say, hey, I got this joke from someone else, or that's
some
you don't
people
do that in
will.
the comic world.
Some people will.
Yeah.
Oh, here's like my good friend so and so says.
Yes, okay, you can tie it in that way.
I find what I do now is I tell the younger comics the great jokes of comics that have died that they would never have got a chance to hear.
Okay,
It's just, you never got to see Gary David, you would have loved him. He used, he'd open up his act. Gee, I know what you're saying. He's old, So that was Gary. But Gary's been gone 30 years, so he was like one of the last strip house comics in the country. So when I was a kid coming up, Gary was like the old veteran, and I hate this business. If I win a lottery, I'm just gonna have all the club owners killed. That's what I'm gonna do.
Sounds a bit like you with your money if I win the lottery and all your dark dreams. That's your kindred soul.
All these
kindred
Asians are
soul,
scumbags. I'm gonna get them all killed. I'm gonna hire the best. They'll never find their bodies. Their family will never know what happened to them. Gee, Gary, would you like another piece of apple pie? The waitress is kind of standing here. That was Gary after every show. Every show. You want to go get a piece of pie and some coffee?
Sounds like my type of guy. All right, so Rick, obviously you've made another gold star choice.
Yes, you have.
This year's comedy festival, and we're going to throw up the flyer
There
for
it is for Kenny.
Kenny's appearance in Timmins in a couple days. But let's talk about he's in Iroquois Falls.
Yeah, so Richard Stoodle in Iroquois Falls. When we book a comedian up in Timmins and in our area, I'd like to give him more than one show because it's the flight and it's a long drive for those that drive. So always try to book extra things. We were gonna get a show for We were gonna get a show for Kenny on Saturday night, but he's got to get back to Toronto for another show. So
And there's always a chance of not getting your flight the day of.
of
from
course,
here.
Especially in Timmins.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like to give them more than one show to make it worth their while to come all the way up here. And booking somebody like Kenny, yeah, I want to make sure that I can get him a couple shows because everybody's got to. If you've never been to one of Kenny Robinson's shows, you have to go. Like if you miss it, and your friends were there, the next day they're going to say, "Oh man,
You missed a hell of a show."
You missed it." So you can't miss him when he's in town. He's just that good. I know he's right beside me.
You
but
can't tell you can't bring your kids if they're young, but you can bring your parents.
Okay.
There you go.
Bring your parents for a good laugh.
If you can drag your dad out of the Legion and go, just check this out. Dad.
But that's the thing. There's some comedians, and you're one of them, Kenny, where you could say stuff and people don't get offended.
Yeah.
Other comedians say similar stuff and people get but I don't know what it is. It's your delivery. It's your personality. People watch and go like, they don't get offended.
Well, they tried to ban him in 1987 where everything went. So
And they still haven't done it.
I don't know what it
nothing
is.
went in '87. It's now when I hear what some of the comics are saying. When did they change the rules? When did this become acceptable? Because I know I paid the price for this. When did this become okay? Oh, that word was never allowed, and now, now they're paying how much money for the so everything changes.
It does. Yeah.
So if we're in Timmins now, do we still have tickets available for the show?
Yeah, so there's 28 tables sold, but we have room for 10 more. 10 more
Okay.
tables at the Dante Club. So
Yeah, and you're going to get a meal and
you get
a
your
big
dinner
time
with
show.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, tickets are $75, but if you buy a table of 8 or a table of 10, they're $70 each. So you save a little bit of money and you get to go sit with your group. So maybe work thing, if you have a business or something, talk to your boss.
Softball team.
Yeah, talk to your boss and get them to buy a table and come out and support
Treat
the
the
Rotary
staff
Club,
out. Yeah.
support Timmins Comedy Festival, and you get a great meal. And
The Swingers Club, if you want to have something a little bit different to do early in the night.
Early, yeah, we like to go there early. That's a Timmins thing. You thought it was 2 a.m.? No, it's like 3:45 p.m. That's where we're rocking.
Swinging in Timmins. We're making our choices by 9:30.
That's right. Got to get home, catch the 10 o'clock action news.
Yeah.
See what happened on Algonquin if those potholes are filled in. But this is so we're kicking off tomorrow night with Eric Johnson.
Yep,
right?
so that's at Club 147. Tickets they're all available at Jump Comedy. If you go to TimminsComedyFestival.com,
Yeah.
Links are all there.
the links are all there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So make it easier. You could buy a pass and go to all 3 shows that are happening this weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that separates it all and it fixes it up, and you save a little bit of money as well. And you get to go to all the shows. So.
Saturday afternoon here at the mall,
Yes.
family
Yeah,
show.
Kiki's here.
Yeah, Kiki's Totally Outrageous Family Show, free here at the mall. So you come out and have lunch.
Kiki a clown?
No, she's like I don't know if you put the poster
Like
up,
a
probably
hula
not
hoop.
available, but she's got like hula
and
hoops. It's like a
juggling act.
Yeah, and
Okay.
she makes jokes, and it's like a fun family.
Yeah.
She'll bring a dad up to try to hula hoop, and it's gonna be fun for the kids. It's fun for the whole family, and it's free. So Dare Timmins paid for everything,
For all of that.
for her travel, for her to be here in Timmins, and then she's in Cochrane on Sunday as well.
Okay.
So there's
then
that, and then
Saturday
Saturday night, we have Brent Butt.
Big time,
at,
yeah.
Terry
Quarter
High School.
gas star right there.
Yeah. So the festival's huge. Like,
It
this
is.
a lot of great comics. And then we have a couple local people too that are going to be performing. They've won some spots at different, at the So You Think You're Funny, eh?
Yeah, on
comedy
Country
competition.
93.1.
So we got Gil that's going to be performing as well. And then there's Nick Duncan.
Yep.
Yeah, Nick Duncan.
Good kid.
Very good, yeah. Who I've been told is a headliner himself, but really, really, really wanted to work with Kenny. So he sent me an email saying, please, please, please. So I called Kenny, and Kenny knew him and said, yeah, that'd be perfect. So we got another guy coming up who a lot of people say
But
is
one
a
thing
good
about you,
headliner.
Rick, you bring up great acts every year.
He does, yeah.
I don't
does.
know. I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but I mean, the last time I was here, Mike Bullard was the host.
Yeah.
Okay, Glenn Foster, that Canadian guy, was here on the show.
Derek Sagan was here.
Derek Sagan, and
There was yourself, and there was Dave Gaudette.
who's this? He's a beast.
Yeah, Dave Gaudette.
I'd never seen him before, and it was just did the best Cat Williams. So, but I mean,
yeah.
so there was just that. That was just like 1 year, and then so every year, you spare, and you're still doing it. So obviously, it's been very successful and very popular here. But he brings in quality.
Yeah, we've had Mike McDonald,
Timmins, for a small community, we thrive in comedy, and I'm just not going to say I'll take your line just because Rick's here. It really is majority thanks to Rick. And comedy's booming in this town. Like, we have a lot of comedy options
heard,
for a small
You've
community.
raised the bar.
And Rick really
Continue to do
did
so.
that. And some other people are stepping in now, but it's really because of Rick why we have that now.
I remember when he used to get in trouble at his job.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, yeah, that's good. He reminds about it at every comedy special.
yeah, he does.
But it's a great story.
I didn't think that would get us in trouble. I'm sorry.
They should have just kept him. But you know what? It is a great story, and we love how Rick turned. Probably at the moment, it's like, oh, what am I going to do? But you turned it into this very inspirational and funny thing, and
it was stressful
yeah,
at first.
of course it was. Yeah,
Because I would
to a
book
career
shows
planet,
every three or four a year. And then I actually got to perform at the LOL Comedy Festival in Sudbury, and then I did the Crack Up the Capital Comedy Festival in Ottawa. And
That's
I was like, and I was like, man, Timmins loves comedy. The Dante Club was always doing well. I said, we should have something like this in our community. And the community has supported it. The sponsors are, I'm not going to mention all the sponsors on your show, but like at the shows we're going to be thanking them. We're putting up their banners. We wouldn't be able to do it without all the sponsors.
big community spirit.
I'm getting the hotel tattooed on my arm.
There we go.
I would appreciate that. I'll bring you out right after this.
That's commitment. That's free continental breakfast the rest of
free
your life right
continental
there. Like
breakfast. You get
they're
free toast and
never going to
bagels
turn you down for
forever.
that extra waffle. Okay, I'm going to ask you one more. I promise no more for Kenny. But listen, how often do I get
how
to
often
sit
do you get
next to Kenny?
superstars sitting
Okay,
next to
so
us? Yeah.
I love the fact that you say a Kenny show is a Kenny show, and this is what you're going to get. But what happens, say, if Joe Corporate calls and go, listen, I got a gig, and there's a bunch of people, it's pretty stiffy. We want PG. We want Kenny, but we want nicer Kenny.
I turn it down.
You do, eh?
Oh, it's not worth the thoughts of ending it all afterwards.
You're not editing your content.
No, because if I try to do that, then I always wind up shooting myself somehow. Perfect example, about 2 years ago, I got in, somebody requested me for a wedding. And I said, I don't do weddings, but they want you. Well, I don't do weddings. So it was way out in Niagara Falls in wine country, and it was at a place with, anyway, it was, the bride was a lovely Italian lady, and her husband was a gentleman from Nigeria. And my opening line was nice to be here, and I hope all of you gave all your banking information to the groom. So I hear the one table cigar smoking uncles, oh! And I went, well, that sounds all right. And then I just heard the bride's party, and it just, in fact, I even said, well, why don't I give him back the money? Just, keep your commission. I'll just give him back the money. And then I just said, if it's a gig I'm hesitant about, then I don't need the money bad enough.
I do, so you could send them my way.
Yeah.
If they call you for a show and you don't want to do it, sorry, I can't do it, but here's a number.
We'll say, we'll call Rick. And he goes, do you know how much he asked for? And I said, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you then. Yeah. But I mean, it's like the big thing. Dave Chappelle went to Saudi Arabia. And, would I go to Saudi Arabia for the money? Yes. Mm-hmm. Would I be afraid of all the things they tell you not to say if you go to Saudi Arabia? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I would pass on that gig. Just in case if I said the wrong joke.
You would have to look
You'd
at...
be stuck at customs coming back.
Oh, if I got the customs, I'd be grateful.
Pride. I check my pride. I check the pride.
It's they got bone saws there for reporters.
Yeah.
Customs, go through anything. If they find anything illegal, I'll confess to it. I'm so glad to be home. So it's better off for me not to take the gig if it just isn't right. If it's if they don't know what they're getting, then it's get somebody else. It's just either because there's agents that stop talking to me after a certain show. I did a show for juvenile diabetes. People had me in there, and I'm a diabetic. I'm watching. They have all the food on the table, and they have the bread. And I said, well, gee, it's nice to know they're not giving you all the carbs before the evening starts. And I go, this is for type 1 diabetes. I said, well, I wasn't born with mine with a spoon in my mouth. I earned mine. So, so the agent loved me, but I didn't hear from him for 2 years.
Right. So, that one did.
This is the thing, though. When you could be hiring a comedian, and then when you're doing that, it doesn't really matter. There's a lot of great comedians, but when you're hiring Kenny, you're not hiring a comedian. You're hiring Kenny Robinson. For the Kenny Robinson show. That's the difference. Yeah, and there's other comedians in Canada that are like that as well, like with Derek Edwards or Derek Seguin. There's some. That's who you're booking. You're not booking a comedy show. You're booking that person,
that personality.
And that's what Kenny is here in Canada.
The problem with comedy in Canada, it's just been so. You ever see a restaurant that just says food?
Yes.
And it doesn't tell you what kind of food.
Yes.
And I want Thai. I want Thai. It doesn't tell you what. It just says food. Mm-hmm. Well, that's how comedy's been marketed in this country. So can't say, well, tonight we're having really spicy food. Well, how spicy? Well, it's Kenny Robinson spicy. Oh, well, no, thank you. So
I got you.
Yeah. So you got to get the that's part of building the brand.
Building the brand.
But I mean that's what it is. So
it's kind of funny you saying that because with people saying they want to build their brand, you built your brand through all those years because you.
But I didn't always build a brand.
You didn't do it building it. You just
you
are the brand.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. I don't know if you remember, but we met the first time I met you was at Club
54.
Club 54, and I was so excited because I was talking to him, and you weren't even performing that night, and you showed up. I don't know if you were trying new material because you were going to be performing somewhere for a festival.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to Ben Guy, and I said, "Is that Kenny Robinson?" He was like, "Yeah." Can I go talk to him? And you were so welcoming. Yeah, hi. And we took a picture together, and I still have that picture.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Now when I go to Club 54, the last time I did Club 54, I watched how they treated the previous 3 acts. And my opening line was, gee, I forgot how much I hated you people. But that won't be said this week in Timmins, because every time I've been here, I've had a great time.
Not at the Dante Club.
Yeah,
it's beautiful place. Listen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
It's been a pleasure.
And always, Rick, superstar. Appreciate you coming in.
Here, yes.
And listen, when we come back here, Kinsman, we got 2 tickets.
Yeah, we're giving away
of,
2 tickets for Friday night, $75 each, which includes dinner at the Dante Club to see this guy right here in the flesh, the godfather of comedy, Kenny Robinson.
It's the last week of the Timmins Square Spring Sidewalk Sale. Come and shop the amazing spring deals this week. It ends Sunday. Sign up now for Timmins Little League Baseball. Registrations are online, timminslittleleague.ca. Canadian Tire are getting you ready with your spring-ready rides with the big tire sale. Come and shop today, 2199 Riverside Drive. And this one on Park just sold, and yours could be next with Jessica Gervais from Royal LePage. Call Jessica now, 705-363-0136. Get 5G Canada, US, and the Mexico plan today. That's 80 gigs for only $27 a month. You'll find that deal and more at the Bell Store at Park Road Square. Book Bluey for your child's birthday with the NOE's Heroes for Hire. NorthernOntarioExpo.com. And this new listing at 429 Shub Avenue is now sold from Albert Seal at Royal LePage. Have Albert seal your deal, 705-465-3493. Get a seat for the final Friday Funds event at Jackpot Time Timmins. Reserve your seat now for only $50. Play a night at the museum trivia edition at the Timmins Museum. Sign a table of 4 up now for only $60. Saturday, May 9th, the Timmins Square Kids Club turns 1 year old. Your chance to celebrate this milestone with climbing fun. And how about meeting Bluey from 12 to 2, and it's all free. TPEC has announced Insane by the Head Frame, May 29th and 30th with Down with Webster, Big Wreck, and the Blue Stones hitting the MAC. But VIP is all sold out, so get your tickets now, rotr.ca. Try the Dill Pickle Prosciutto Grilled Cheese Sandwich this week at the Retail Bistro. Maybe pair it with a Malibu Sunset, located at 254 3rd Avenue. And the Kitchen Shop has something for everyone at Porcupine Hardware. In fact, save up to 50% off and more this week at 85 Bruce Avenue. For office supplies and fast, you need to start shopping Smart Office Timmins with next day delivery. Sweet Freeze Timmins carry over 1,000 unique candies from all around the world, and they also carry plant-based vegan options. Located at 175 3rd Avenue or online sweetfreeze.com. Lucian Transportation are hiring for 310T mechanics and new bus drivers. Join their team today and sign up for the So Easy Summer Retreat June 26th to 28th with Quilts for Survivors. Tickets, you can find them on Eventbrite and visit quiltsforsurvivors.ca. Do what the pizza slice says. Try a Canadian this week from Sparks Pizza. You can dine in 206 3rd Avenue or order online, sparkspizza.ca. Part of your community and in your neighborhood. That's the motto from Mark LaRue at Realty Networks Inc., making your dreams a reality. The Pop-Up Balloon Shop have a balloon display for every occasion. Stop and shop today, 269 Dale Avenue, or online, popupballoonshop.com. Tiny Ninjas is here at Balance Studios. Join the 8-week parent and child intro into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. 705-264-7655 to register. And see the inventory, get the final price, and more with Click to Buy from Timmins Hyundai. Browse 800 Riverside Drive with a few clicks to buy. TimminsHyundai.ca. Register your team of 8 today for the Big Red Pull with the United Way. Join the fun June the 18th along Cedar at uwcneo.com. Close with Kev has tons of pre-owned options available for you at James Used. Prices to fit your budget. Call Kev today for a test drive, 705-274-9080. Your happiness is capital at Case Allianz, located in Timmins, Iroquois Falls, and in Val Gagne. And if it's your pet's birthday, bring them by for a free treat this week at Pet Value Timmins. You'll find them located in the Hollinger Court and at Timmins Square. Come check out the 2026 Can-Am Outlander Backcountry 1000s this week at Mikey's. Browse the lot today, 1301 Airport Road. Book your next function today at the Porcupine Dante Club. Maybe a team function. Call today to book, 705-264-3185. For more on local musician Paul Bloom, check out his latest album, Little Songs, on Bandcamp and on Spotify. Karat Equipment are hiring for all positions. Apply today. Send that resume now to karatequipment.com. Building your future with Karat Equipment. Servicing Timmins and Northeastern Ontario, that's Hans and his family at Northern Door Systems. Visit their new website today, northerndoorsystems.com. DJB Mining Products and Services specialize in portable aligned boring, welding, and bucket fabrication, and they're located right here in Timmins. Need a feng shui consultation, biophilic design, maybe residential or a commercial design space. Contact Jennifer today at Mindful Living Interiors. MindfulLivingInteriors.com. Get the best rate for a bin from Rubino's PetroCan. Call Frank Rubino now and get the help with your spring decluttering or maybe your home reno. 705-288-8027. Book your next birthday party with Midtown Bowl. Bowling, pizza, game cards, and all the fun. Plus, Midtown Bowl cleans up the mess. Call today, 705-267-3500 to book. Get your tickets now for the Timmins Ram Rodeo, June 12th and 13th. Tickets available at ramrodeoontario.com. May 2nd and 3rd, the Timmins Construction Association invite you to the Home Cottage and Lifestyle Show at the MAC. And new this year, the Timmins Pet Expo. Get peace of mind with Mobile Business Patrol from Pat's Canine Protection and Detection Services. Call Martin Peel for your quote, 705-288-7435. Need a paint job that won't break the bank? Contact him and Student Works Painting today. Spots are filling up quickly, though, so call 705-363-0800. No job too big or small for DAP Cleaning Solutions for windows, floors, commercial, residential, and more. Even dump runs. Call Andrew N for your quote today. 705-465-3500. Book a nail trim this week at the Wizard of Paws Inc. for only $15 every Tuesday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and no appointment necessary. Protect your assets with a crown undercoating today from the Shine Shop Crown Timmins. 705-268-4855, voted Canada's #1 rust protection. Enroll now for fall with Northern College. Find your true north at northerncollege.ca. Comtech Computers service what they sell and offer on-site service repair. Call today, 705-264-1351. Book a quick $99 in-and-out detail this week at Wilson's Elite Auto Detailing. Call or text to book 705-274-9944. Camp spots are filling up fast at Camp Bickle. Don't miss out. Sign up today. Visit campbickle.ca. Making happy campers since 1939. And this weekend is the 77th annual Schumacher Lions annual Spring Sportsman Show at the MAC. Stop by Saturday 10 a.m. to 7, Sunday 10 a.m. to 4 with the entry fee of only $5. And backed by popular demand, the Birds of Prey. You can now hear the KINZ and KLOMP radio show 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday on Country 93.1. Timmins' best country. Register now for kindergarten this fall with the Northeastern Catholic District School Board. Enroll online ncdsb.on.ca. For quality care overflowing from their hearts into your home, choose Overflow Home Health Inc. located in Iroquois Falls. Visit overflowhomehealth.com. Kiki Totally Outrageous is this Saturday, 1 p.m. at the Timmins Square Shopping Centre. It's a free kids show at Center Court, all a part of the Timmins Comedy Festival. Have a dream kitchen design? Guess what? J&R Custom Cabinets can bring it to life. Design, build, enjoy. Get started today. Visit jrcustomcabinets.ca. Spring deals are on the lot this week at Matheson Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's worth the drive, 349 Highway 11 in Matheson. Sign up for the Walk for Alzheimer's. The walks this year, May 30th and 31st. You can do so online, walkforalzheimer.ca. And Saturday, May 9th, shop for mom with the BIA's Mother's Day Market at the Old Tweed and Hickory Building. The first 250 guests get free flowers. Comfy stays, clean rooms, and friendly vibes when you book a stay at the Timmins Super 8, 705-268-7171. Goldheart Courier Services offer rush, local, and out-of-town deliveries, 705-531-3005. Michael, Super Mario Galaxy, and The Mummy are all playing this week at Imagine Cinemas. For tickets and showtimes, log on to imaginecinemas.com. And look what's coming back. The Plus Factor Timmins Pop-Up Boutique is coming back this Friday to Sunday at St. Dominic Church at the corner of Norman and Park, from sizes small to 3X.
All right, this is a big prize.
Yeah,
because
super prize.
Not only do you get to see the amazing gentleman that just sat right there. He's gone, Kinsman.
Yeah,
but
he's gone.
He was right there.
Kenny Robinson. He signed the cushion. There he is.
But number 2, I like how you adjusted the camera and made sure like I'm slightly out of frame.
No, your hand's out of frame.
You got to go to like if you're in are you Roman Catholic? You got to go to confession.
You gotta get your hand cut
But
off.
not only do you get to see him, you get an amazing meal at the Dante Club. Like that alone,
you do. That's worth the price of admission right there. And again, $75 if you're looking for tickets. JumpComedy.com. Go to TimminsComedyFestival.ca. Go there, or you just might see yourself and your name on the Wheel of Winning, brought to you by KINZ Alliance.
Time now for the KINZ Alliance Wheel of Winning. Want a financial institution that gives back here in the North? Choose KINZ Alliance. Your happiness is capital. Located in Timmins, Val Gagne, and in Iroquois Falls.
Hey, Dante Club, great night of comedy.
Yeah.
Timmins Comedy Festival, rocking and rolling as we speak.
$150 worth of tickets to see Kenny Robinson. Who's going? Karen Walsh.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Karen.
Yeah.
You're out there, DM us your details, and we'll get all the details to you because we got the tickets from Rick there tonight and Kenny.
Yeah. All we need is your email.
Yeah, just your email, Karen.
Yeah. So there it goes. Big time prize. Congratulations. And thank you for tonight. Appreciate it. And I
Yes.
guess we will see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow, and you'll hear us tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Country 93.1.
No promises, just you and me, laughing under the city lights, wild and free. Take my hand, let's chase the stars, lose ourselves in this electric dark. No promises, just for tonight. Every kiss feels so alive. Every touch, every glance feels right. No promises, baby, just hold me tight. Crowds all around, but it's only us. Every laugh, every spin, I can't get enough. Flash of lights, music pounding the air. With you like this, nothing else compares. No plans, no maps, just tonight. Every heartbeat pulling me to your side. No promises, just you and me, laughing under the city lights, wild and free. Take my hand, let's chase the stars, lose ourselves in this electric dark. No promises, just for tonight. Every kiss feels so alive. Every touch, every glance feels right. No promises, baby, just hold me tight. No promises, just you and me, laughing under the city lights, wild and free. Take my hand, let's chase the stars, lose ourselves in this electric dark. No promises, just for tonight. Every kiss feels so alive. Every touch, every glance feels right. No promises, baby, just hold me tight. No promises, baby, just hold me tight. Promises, baby, just hold me tight.
She's leaving home and she's never coming back. No, she's never coming back. She's on her own. She's not amused, Mama, not at all. She's run away, Mama, far away. She's packed her bags, gathered all the pride. She's gone to the road now with the world in her eyes. And up along the trail, she meets a man. He seems so kind, Mama, he understands. She's 23, he's 25, and up along the lonely trail he's bound to his side. And now she's not alone. She's found a place to call her own. And now she's not alone. Far away, far from home. 2 years have passed in a happy home. They seem so kind, Mama, in a happy home. They have a boy, they have a girl, all together by a lonely trail in a little happy home. And now she's not alone. She's found a place to call her own. And now she's not alone. Far away,